At the start of Sammy Hagar's journey, it's hard to imagine he had any real grasp of what the life of a rock star truly demanded. Still barely out of his teenage years, he found himself stepping into the world of Montrose, unaware that he was beginning a path that would eventually shape him into one of rock music's most commanding and recognizable voices. And while fame in the music world can be fleeting, often burning bright before fading quickly, Hagar's slow, deliberate climb ended up being the very thing that set him apart. Long before he became synonymous with Van Halen, Hagar had already been crafting songs that would stand the test of time. His early work with Montrose, especially tracks like Rock Candy, with its thunderous grooves and Zeppelin-inspired fire, revealed a rising talent that many musicians whispered about with admiration. Over the years, he quietly earned the respect of artists ranging from Vince Neil to members of Iron Maiden, becoming a kind of underground favorite before reaching global visibility. When he eventually shifted his attention toward a solo career, Hagar had every reason to believe he could stand firmly on his own. He'd already proven his abilities with hits like I Can't Drive 55. But when the greatest guitarist in the world, Eddie Van Halen himself, invited him to become Van Halen's new frontman, the opportunity was impossible to ignore. Turning away from a band with that level of talent and legacy simply wasn't an option.
That didn't mean he accepted without hesitation. Hagar knew he wasn't going to mirror David Lee Roth's flamboyant style, and he also wanted to take a more active role in shaping the band's songwriting. Joining Van Halen was a gamble for all involved. Their first collaboration, 5150, was a bold experiment, breaking new creative ground while redefining the band's sound. But according to Hagar, it was the era leading into OU812 that marked the peak of his time with the group. He recalled that chapter with unmistakable affection, describing the making of OU812 as a period of pure excitement and creative chemistry. That's when everything clicked, Hagar said. We could do no wrong. We were writing nonstop, walked into the studio with nothing, and built the album by jamming. It was simple, effortless magic. Of course, OU812 wasn't without its shortcomings. While it features one of Van Halen's most beloved ballads, When It's Love, this record was the first where some listeners felt the band had let things run a bit long. Certain tracks stretched further than necessary, due in part to the absence of a dedicated producer. With no single guiding hand behind the console, the mix became crowded, overflowing with ideas competing for space in the final sound. That approach allowed for unique moments like Cabo Wabo, but it also resulted in lighter, less impactful tracks such as Finish What You Started.